Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Larry Ohh Show. Got my co-host, as always.
It's Johnny St. Pellegrino.
Looks like you're drinking a bottle of vino.
Yeah, that's what everybody says when they see this. They're just like, it looks like you pulled up with some champagne. I'm like,
For real.
It's like, no, because I kept buying thermoses and losing them.
Yep.
So I bought a 15 pack of these, and I've just been working them for like a month and a half now.
Never had it. I got to try it out.
Just refill your glass bottle with tap, and nobody can tell the difference. You know what I'm saying?
So if you're new to the pod, this is an FL Studio music producer podcast. We talk everything FL Studio and music production related. We have weekly giveaways. This week, we're doing another very special giveaway. Last week, we had a very special episode. If you missed it, you need to go back and watch. I'm going to link it here somewhere. Got the FL logo tattooed on the arm. It's a little dry right now. We're in that awkward healing process.
Itchy
process.
process.
It's been a week. Oh, this is the worst part of it. A week later, yeah, bro, it's the worst.
Slap that.
It's all dry. I just took a shower too, so it's like extra dry, and I forgot to put Aquaphor on it. So, if you missed that episode, go back and watch. Probably, I don't know, one of my top three. I mean, probably the best episode by far.
That was smooth, yeah. That was mad smooth. That was
just
mad
getting
fun.
a tattoo on the pod,
Yeah,
and it's an FL Studio logo tattoo. Nobody's done that.
that was sick.
There's FL Studio logos out there, but nobody's done it live on a podcast before.
Yeah,
but in this week's episode, like I said, we're going to be giving away, like always, all of my FL Studio courses from youhelpme.com. 5 people in the comment section that comment the keyword or the key phrase will be entered into that giveaway. This week as well, we're doing a segment that we did maybe, 2-3 weeks ago-ish. It's called Play by Play, where me and John, we just cook up and we literally give you play-by-play on what we're doing live in action. That way we can stumble upon things that we may not talk about on the podcast. I think it's a really good way to just kind of get into the workflow, let you watch our workflow together, different little things that we do while we're in a session. We're also going to be giving away to those 5 people the FLP to this session, and you could do as you please with it. So yeah, I guess further ado, we could just kind of hop into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
If you don't know the drill by now, go watch another episode.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah, it's every week. We're doing this every week.
Every week,
Yep.
every day.
Every day.
Every day.
What tempo? I'll let you be
I'll do,
because it could change anyway.
I mean, I've been like in the mid, like 80,
Ooh,
like 86, real time
86
kind of swing. Yeah.
I never go like that low.
Mhm, yeah.
I would go like 1
Yeah.
160. All right. So I was thinking I want to try using this chord progression tool just to start it out. So I just got FL keys open. Alt P, open up the chord progression tool. Let's choose a scale quick. I don't know why. D sharp minor, I've been going to it a lot lately. It can always change,
A lot. I've been going to it a lot. It's one of my favorite. It's a very good chord.
Yeah.
I can do Trump for a little bit before I lose it.
I mean, you can go crazy with this and you can turn the count up to 8. Or you could just, I'll put it on 8 just so we have 8 different chords. But then you can also, what's cool about it is in here you could change like the pattern. You can move them so they're like more choppy. So instead of it being just, they can move this one here. Those two weird. Let's change those.
I like the third one. The last one out of it.
Yeah.
Didn't hit for me.
I'll accept these just so they're in the piano roll, and then we can kind of just fine tune it from here. We got the bass notes going on. This is just, what did you say it was? Oh, we got backspace, delete. See, this keyboard doesn't have, even though it's a Windows, what did you say? Control backspace or Control Alt backspace? No. Where's the delete button on here? Oh, my bad. When the laptop has like the extra number pad,
yep,
it's in a different spot. This one's just backspace.
Over, right?
Yeah, this one is just backspace, and then this is delete over here on the number pad. messes me up because this is my laptop, so I'm definitely not used to it.
It's a podcast. We don't know anything about FL, and we figure it out.
I posted that video a while, like last week or something, but it's what that Jacob mentioned: snap incoming MIDI.
Okay.
So it knows the scale because you use the generator inside the piano roll. Mm-hmm. It puts a tab up in the top where it says D sharp minor harmonic. So then it's detecting it. So then you can click the little music note up here, snap to scale, snap incoming MIDI. So if you throw any notes on top, it's going to skip notes that are not in the scale. I'm just going to lower this piano a little bit. I'm going to try changing it. Well, this table is crazy, huh?
Ergonomic.
I needed a table like this. I'm going to change the plugin. What should I use?
I don't even know because I think the chord progression, are you getting into the chord progression yet? Or you're going to audition a different instrument now?
I'm going to put a different instrument into that chord progression.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not going to use the FL keys.
Okay.
I just did it just to get going, which a lot of times I do that.
I think
just to get an idea.
If you want to keep it with the smooth, maybe try like an electric piano or something.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to keep it in there.
See if GMS has an electric piano or some crazy stuff. Pad. Maybe a pad.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's kind of fire.
Yeah, I like that.
I don't know about the top melody, but hold on, let me see. Shift it around maybe. Ooh, and if you shift it, if you hold shift and down arrow, I think it shifts it. Wow, and it still snaps incoming MIDI like that. So it changes the note. It doesn't just shift it down equally. It'll change the notes like in real time. Maybe go up an octave on just these, control up. Could even like copy or clone GMS down. This is what I like to do sometimes. I'll copy that whole chord progression, paste it in here, and then on the bottom one, just get rid of all the chords. And then on the other one, so that way maybe the top melody will just be in a different plugin or a different patch. You know what I mean? And then that one can stay. Wise Labs.
That's cool.
That sound is crazy, but I don't know if that's the right melody for it.
Sounds cool. I would say like take that pattern and put it into another instrument and keep that kind of in there somewhere, because that's the kind of sound
that's
where like
wacky sound.
Yeah, that's the kind of sound where you just stumble across it and like it's like perfect the way that it is.
Yep.
You know? That's cool. think that one note. I think that one note you played, the boom.
Just the one note, right? Just hold it.
That was cool.
I'll do this and then I'll pass it over.
Pass that to the left.
Just saving it quick. You notice that because you haven't updated, so you don't know this, but maybe somebody in the comments could answer this for me. But when you save now, like, I don't know, this one thing just annoys me. This one thing about FL Studio 2024 is annoying the crap out of me, and it's when you have the beat playing, right? Say you got your beat playing and you haven't saved it yet, and then you hit save, you hit Control S, and then you go to name it, still playing in the background, right? And then as soon as you hit enter and save, the beat stops. It saves it, that window closes, but the beat just stops.
That's bizarre.
Isn't it whacked out? And I don't know if there's a setting somewhere. I don't know. I don't know if there's a setting somewhere or what. But it's like it's annoying the crap out of me, and I can't figure out why they would do it. If it's a bug still, like maybe it's a bug that they haven't figured out yet. You know what I mean?
Probably, yeah.
That nobody's talked about.
It sounds like it, yeah.
I'm gonna look that up while you do this and see if there's a.
The community's starting to chime in, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on the forums.
So yeah, we just in here listening to this fire melody that Larry just started cooking on, and I always like to kind of like find like stuff that's gonna fill the space before we get to any of like the epic like drum stuff. So we're dealing in real time here, so we're gonna keep it on the floor there.
All right, so people are talking about it, I think.
I've been messing with a little bit of swing.
Throw some swang on it.
Throw a little bit of swing, especially when you're making beats in real time. When I say real time, that's what we just call like 86 BPM versus what, 160 whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
just
know.
double whatever that is.
That would be double time.
Double. Some Foley percussion. Where'd you find that Foley stuff? Is that wave grind?
Yeah, it's wave
Really?
grind.
Yeah,
we got to get some more.
I know that's the only
part.
pack. That's the only
packs.
Yeah, that's the only pack we got on there.
But that's. I think somebody out there can relate to the feeling of like, I know this pack in and out, and I'm gonna make some beats with this same pack. Like my buddy Brian, he told me once, he was like, yeah, I only have like X amount of files on my computer, so I just sample the same like 30 songs and I'll just warp them to like, and he's a madman with all that stuff, so. So that's cool, you know what I'm saying? We kind of add that in, and what I'll do is I'll cut that out of this because I anticipate that coming in a little bit later. I'll just copy and paste into another pattern, bring it in for the tail end of this. And I feel like just kind of freaking something. And it's all feel, you know? Kind of how you feel. And I don't know why I do this, but I don't put my crashes into the step sequencer. I put them right on the
into the playlist. Me too.
I don't know why I got into that habit, but I just did.
Yep, me too.
I think because what I originally did was I would put the symbol on a new pattern and then put the pattern in there. And I was like, I'll just put it into the playlist right away.
Yeah, I don't know why. Audio clips like that, impacts, cymbals, reverse cymbals, even maybe a reverse 808, tune it up.
It's audio a little easier to see it within like the whole context of the song too. And then
and you know it's hitting at 100 velocity.
Right.
That's the only difference. If people don't know what the difference is between using the playlist versus the channel rack, it's just realistically, it's nothing. It's aside from like the versatility you get with the piano roll, and obviously that's an obvious thing. So like 808s and hi-hats, you can't do what you do on in the channel rack, what you in the playlist. That's besides the point. But what the other thing is, like, right instantly, if you just drop the same drum pattern in the channel rack versus the playlist is going to sound louder because they're all hitting at 100% velocity. Piano roll, for whatever reason, puts it at 80% in the velocity. You'd have to go.
I wonder why that
make
is.
Them all 100. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to like prevent clipping. That's the only thing I can think of. It's just always been a thing. And the only time I ever go into the velocity and make them all 100% is with kicks and 808s.
Yeah.
Snares, for some reason, I don't really do it, which I should, essentially, because you want the snare to be hitting at 100. But for whatever reason, kicks and 808s, I go in there and I make sure the velocity goes up to 100.
I'm in this super VHS right here.
Oh, you put that in there?
Oh, okay, so they got this thing called a wash. And that sounds like it's just putting some sort of a reverb.
Yeah, like a lot. You got it on the master?
Yeah. We got a drift feature. That's a warble. That's cool. That's the output. We got a little bit of...
There's a mix knob in there too, I think.
Yeah. I like that. What I like to do sometimes is I'm going to mute these drums. Actually, yeah, I'm going to mute the drums. I'm just going to send through, I put this on the master track. I'm just going to send through, select recording on the master and press Alt-R. And that's going to send my master, which has this VHS effect, and it's going to print it right into the timeline. There's a million ways to do this. This is just like a quick little way that I've found and I like to do. And funny thing is, if you abort halfway through it, it prints up until the mark that it got to. So if you're like, oh, I didn't mean to do the whole song, even if you get like 30 seconds into it, when you realize that it's now printed the first 30 seconds. So now I'm going to take off the VHS on the master. So it'll have just this regular sound, but underneath that, got the normal, that sounds like this. And the VHS right there, much louder. But when you bring it down in the mix, you're gonna hear some like artifacts left over, you know? And you can even like pitch that around, like pitch that all the way up.
That's like a parallel.
Little parallel EQing and
parallel VHSing.
Yeah. And I'm gonna keep it in the same pitch range just because I think it's cool to like have it there. And I'm gonna send it back to Larry for some more fun.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna Control S and save this.
Swang. I like this. I like the wheels.
I know, it came together. Yo.
Yep.
I was envisioning something. I was just like, what if we had like a spinny table or something? Yep. But this works perfect. You know what I mean? There's never any idea that's too crazy. Well,
No, I like this.
There are some.
All right, where do I want to go with this? All right, I'm going to make sure things are getting sent to the mixer. So Shift Control L. Everything goes in named. So I'm going to do like a little bit of mixing. I mean, when I mix beats, the extent of what I do is like literally just this. I might throw an EQ on with this, something like this. It's pretty bright and it has like a lot of low end on it too. So I'll just roll off everything from like 80 hertz down. So that way saving some room for a sub 808, right? And then I know that we have these other sounds that are like super high pitch. I'll do some stereo separation on the high pitch one. I'll throw another EQ on that high pitch because those seem to be like, the two main sounds that we have so far. And what I'll do is I'll look. This is where I get into some visuals. And I know it's not the best thing to do, but I like, it's just how I learn things, So I'll look at both of these side by side just to see what's going on, where this one's hot and where that one is hot. And that's kind of like what I need to save. But in this main chord progression going on in the background, those like heavy pads, I'm probably going to have to sacrifice the area, the frequency range where the other one is like hot, because where the other one is hot is where we like it, right? So so they don't clash. I want to like pull back on that main pad in that frequency range. So like if we look at this lead-ish melody that we have, it's pretty hot around like 1500-ish, and it's pretty bright. So like up at the top. And then anything over here, we can kind of roll off so that way it doesn't even really affect it much. And it just helps prevent clashing with this one. So then in the main chord progression, what I'm going to do is go to that 1500-ish range and pull back on that and just kind of dip down on those frequencies. And just like literally that's it. Like I'm not going crazy with compression. I'm not doing nothing wild unless I want it for like an audible effect. Like something that I want to just really like shine through, and it'll be like an effects plugin really. But as far as mixing goes, like that's pretty much what I'm doing. That and leveling. We got those two main sounds.
That's a lot of it, Leveling especially is kind of underrated as a mixing tool, because I think a lot of the stuff that you want to do, you can do just through good gain staging. Yeah, man. People will be like, oh, what to EQ in or what to add. And it's like, no, I mean, it's not that difficult. A lot of times when you're auditioning stuff and you hear that thing, that should be the thing that you're automatically like going to and sticking with, is like the thing that stuck out in a in a database of a million plugins. This is the one that sounded bang.
For real. So that, that other one that we just like held the note down on, that one I'm going to roll off lows and I'm going to roll off highs, and I'm just going to stick with what is hot in that one. And it's like the mid-ish, mid lows. And I'll actually boost around 700 a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit of boost and never hurt nobody.
See, just like that, I feel like those three instruments just sit better together.
For sure.
Just EQing and a little bit of leveling and a little bit of stereo separation, and or if you want to add some panning. Sometimes with those high frequency instruments, I'll very, very slightly pan something to the left or to the right. Like say like this, and
you're using the stereo separation in the insert itself?
Yep. If you go to the extra large tab, I think that it's the best way to view the mixer for this especially. And it just brings out the stereo qualities if you pull these knobs a little bit to the left and they go into the blue. Right. They're gonna that's gonna separate the stereo. If you go the opposite way and you go into the purple, you're merging those into mono. Right. So you're merging those things, those qualities into mono, and you're taking away some of the stereo properties of that sound, which is not necessarily a bad thing with especially like with drums, instruments that you want straight up the middle. You don't want anything to mess with that, like stereo field. Sometimes kicks, snares, 808s, unless you want to have like maybe the distortion sound wide on an 808. It just it really depends.
Stylistic stuff.
Yeah, it just depends.
Now another thing is how much stereo separation you got on that
So right now on the main chord, this one, I'm literally I'm going like 12%,
12%, baby.
And then on this,
don't overdo your stereo separation because it's gonna sound stripped.
Yeah, because I'll show you why in a second too. Like this one, so the main lead, it's a little bit more. I'm going 31, just because it's a higher frequency. I want that to just fill a little bit more space out in the left and the right. So that way, picture like you having a vocal, and that vocal is going to be straight up the middle. It's going to be around those frequencies. So I'm already just kind of thinking that. And honestly, it's like, it's a habit now to just kind of try to make room ahead of time for vocals, really. So that's what I'm thinking about when I'm making beats and like when I'm mixing stuff too. So, and then that note that's just being held out, 20, 25% ish, like, and between those three, I mean, listen to that.
Open.
Right.
And a good thing if you're experimenting with stereo separation is like throw your entire, master into mono.
Yep.
And anything that is too separated using this tool, you'll hear it kind of like fade away. And I mean, one of our favorite guys, Mixed by Ali, like he did this legendary episode on Pensado's Place. Yeah, where he talked about monitoring in mono and how, I mean, if you are familiar with his work in the sound engineering, it's like some of the cleanest, widest sounding mixes, hundreds of sounds and stacks of vocals, and there's room for everything. And this guy is monitoring the entire thing in mono because when you do too much separation and you don't hear that anymore, then you can correct and bring things kind of more back center.
Yep.
So shouts out to Ali.
Yeah, shout out. He's a GOAT, man. I learned so many mixing techniques from him. If obviously, if you're listening, watching this podcast, you probably know Mixed by Ali. If you don't, look him up. TDE's mix engineer, Nipsey Hussle. I mean, you name it. Like in hip hop, he's touched it.
Yeah, nothing like his quality of work. It's like it's crazy because some people are musicians with like the mixer board. You know what I mean? Like they just have a quality to like their work that instantly. You're like, oh, Ali did this, or whoever.
Yep.
I feel like it could have like a little bit of back rhythm, some sort of
like percussion loop type of thing.
Yeah, or like some sort of a loop that is like hitting on kind of like.
Let me go to FL Cloud for it
because
I've been loving like stuff like this where you feel like you're missing one little thing and something very, very subtle.
Yeah,
I might go to a sample and either chop something or just transpose it and time it into what the beat is, and then just EQ it to mold it to make it fit.
That's
so that's like a lot of times I'm doing that kind of stuff.
With beats is like finding like textures.
Yep.
Like, and not just in the literal like VST sense of like this is a texture pack. It's like you create textures just through different like samples that you find, or like even like vinyl crackling or anything like that that can give like just character to what's going on. Texture. Don't texture, just texture. You don't need a texture, bro. I mean, you make these beats. I like that boom bump bump boom bump with that little thing back there. Yeah, that'll be nuts.
Let's try to get that in there.
That'll be nuts. My favorite is finding something you're just like, oh, this is going to be nuts. This is going to be so sick.
Drag that guy right in there. That's the thing with the cloud, bro. You set the key in there in sounds, and every single thing is already timed in, right? You don't have to touch anything with that. All you got to do with the key is just set the key to whatever your beat is in, and then everything seems like it goes, bro. everything you can be like, I can make that work. I can make that work. I can make that work.
Yeah.
It just takes so much like guessing out of things, and I don't know, it's awesome. Not even to do like a commercial for the cloud, but like, bro, it really is that good.
Like, hear that? That's just like already a vibe. There's no like rhyme or reason. It's kind of random if you ask me. Like, it just sounds good. You know, I love the idea of like how people would take different records and sample them together, different songs from different albums completely.
Let me see.
Just
I want to try.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Let me see something real quick. I'm just trying to. For some reason, I feel like the timing is off, but I could be just hearing things. Let me see. I'm just gonna metronome it. See, it's weird, right?
Yeah, but I like how it's starting to line up. It sounds like accidental and weird. It's cool.
It's like warping all over the place.
Is the VHS on the master?
Ooh, maybe. All right. And it has a weird cadence to it, too. So if you catch it in an awkward spot, it's like one of those triplet ones that just, it doesn't really resolve. It just keeps going. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's like what's happening. It threw me off for a second, but I think.
It's like a weird rhythmic.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then if I throw like, I just want to chop that in there. That's what I was hearing in my head. When I heard that, sometimes I hear the rhythm of a sample and then it's not what I heard in my head, and then I have to make it that. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe like I want to change the pitch. So I'm going to make on that second half, I'll make like a B-ish section out of this sample chop that I just threw in there. I'll make that one unique as sample. And then there's a way that you can almost guarantee a note change. I think if you go down 500 cents, if you go down 500 cents on here, it should just work.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, then it's 300.
Yeah.
If it's not 5, then it's 3, but we'll. Nope. It might be 3. Damn, I wanted that to work so bad right away, but it did not.
React would have been.
Nope.
That's cool.
There it is. It's up 500 on this one. That's what it was. And then what's cool is this is sampling, bro. This is why I love it. So now, like, say if it sounds like it's too high, I know that it works though right there. That key, that pitch that it went into works. If I go and I change this to stretch mode, and then I take this pitch range wheel and I put it on 12, which means if you go up or down, like right here on this knob, all the way up or all the way down, it's up or down a full octave. I want to keep the pitch that we just transposed it to, but I want it to be a lower octave. So I'm going to turn that all the way down. So now it's going to sound like it kind of goes down on that second section. And this should work. And then.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just going to do a little bit of organization just to get it, and then I'll pass it over. Because with this save first, and then because I like that back and forth type of thing with that lead. I don't like the lead playing with that for some reason.
Sure.
But I like that it goes back and forth. It kind of translates nicely. So I'll separate all that stuff. If I split by channel here, and then should make some room, and then we'll bring these guys down here. Oh, there's only 3. And then
only treat them.
Control B it. Bam, 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 bam. And then I think on this lead, take the lead out here. And then we go back and forth like this.
Yeah.
I got an idea. Might work, it might not. But I like that. I like that how it goes into that B section. We got an A and a B section.
Come on.
For some reason I want to try out like stopping these chords. Keeping the chords, but stopping them and almost doing like a pulse or like a stab. So it'll be like dun dun dun. So it'll be like or like Same chord progression, just slightly nudged, and then you could even add another sound on top of it. So then if it so right here it's about to go into that B section, I'll take that reverse symbol that you did too and throw it right here, and then throw that symbol on the 1.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. Maybe even more aggressive on the stab, but
I got something.
Try something for that. When I was playing it, I just heard that in my head and I was like,
gotta do it.
It might work. And then maybe something more aggressive with those stabs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was kind of like
you have the consolidated version of what you printed down there too.
So there was, what was it? This thing.
Hey.
I really like that. I think if we take that, and this is our pulse section here. Right. Okay, cool. So I'm going to make that unique. I'm going to make it unique there.
All right, while you're doing this, I'll do the keyword. Keyword for today is, put myself on the spot here. I put myself on the spot. Keyword for today is light. Light.
Light. Which one though?
Either one. Either one. 5 people that comment the word light down in the comment section here on YouTube will be entered to win every single one of my FL Studio courses from youhelpme.com, as well as this FLP that we're working on right now.
Right now.
In this play-by-play segment. And if you like this play-by-play segment, let us know. Let us know what you think. Let us know what we should add, change, do next time. If you have any suggestions for segments, we're always looking for ideas and concepts. We'd be happy to hear them in the comments.
Yeah, let me know. And you know, if you got beats you want to send in, if you want to like whatever, it could literally be the most self-serving idea. You could be like, hey, you need to have me on the podcast.
For real.
Just drop a comment. We might say no, but we might say hell no. You might say on the what's it like me and bro in the first day of the computer lab making beats on like the meme.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like LeBron
yeah.
and 2 Chainz.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like the worst beat.
Yeah.
And they're just like,
yo, speaking of that, did you see that that video of French Montana in the studio at Future and he's playing Future a beat? Either that he made, I think he made it. The way he's acting, it's like he made it. And it's correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I believe it's real. Like it's the audio's coming out of the speakers, and the beat is very bad. And Future, it's written all over Future's face how bad it is.
I gotta see this.
Oh,
video. I gotta see this.
Maybe editor for this pod, maybe drop that in. Drop that in right here real quick, because that shit's too funny. Drop it in. Boom. react to that. Woo.
So I just thought, like, you got me thinking about kind of like pulse and like, you know, B sections and things. So I was like, what if like we start messing with just kind of like weird shit, you know? Part of my French. Part of my fucking French.
You always gotta do weird shit.
You know what I mean?
You always gotta at least try the weird shit.
Try it out. So I think it'd be cool to like do a little bit of oh, you know what? I'll go right into the sampler and I'll mess around with this crossfade trick. I like the crossfade in this sampler because
I never mess with that.
It's just, I don't know how it works, like algorithm wise or whatever it like does for real, but I just mess around until maybe I find something. That's what I mean, just like finding like funny sounds and like manipulating them.
What do we have for time? 40-something minutes? Maybe? Yeah, maybe we can do a couple more things and wrap it. We're at that point.
So I'll just try and find like something that sounds good. I mean, I've been making beats for a while, so I kind of like can hear when I think something will kind of sound good. And let me not put this on a used pattern. And we're in 86 BPM, just do a quick little joint there. And I'm going to play just the drums and just this new sample. Kind of get ideas from there. Feel each 4 steps. Okay. I like a little
Some of these I like these drums.
I'm gonna loosen it up. Pause. So with hip hop drums, there'll be like these. I'll use a few different kicks, and I'll use one that has kind of more of a punch, as I would think of it. And that's kind of like more of like my pulse. And then I'll have like a more boxy sounding kick that I'll use kind of for like accents and like more of like a freestyle kind of feel, you know? So like we'll jump into that.
I like that. I've been wanting to go so, like different with my drums, man. I'm so sick of trap drums.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to like just know what you like, you know, and you only find like new shit that you like when you kind of fluctuate between different vibes and shit, you know. And I think like what this needs, just a fucking 808, yo. And that's kind of got the tone I'm looking for. Maybe just a quick little, you know, hit it with that.
Is this in the same session?
Yeah.
Oh.
This is in the D section or whatever.
It sounds like a Rust beat, just that.
Yeah.
It sounds like something that would just like repeat, and it sounds good just repeating.
Oh yeah, and then when it's all in context, it's gonna sound nice and lush. I want to put. So, what key did you say this drum?
It should
was
be in D sharp. Go a lower octave. I think it's right. No, up a little bit. Yeah.
That one sounds fine.
Yeah.
Feel like I can barely hear the bass in these headphones.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something with that.
Shit, dude.
There's something with that sample.
Where's my
I don't think it's
bass
the
at?
headphones. Something with that.
Maybe because it's going through to the master. Let me see if the master's got any. It shouldn't have any effects or anything on it. It's got the VHS, but it's not on. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that. Take that shit out. Doesn't it sound like it's
Thin.
Yeah, thin. I don't like that.
Something might be going on with it. I'd have to see it.
And I think with this sound, it sounds good. But I think it needs a little bit of like cool vibes going. A little bit of that fruity delay 3.
I want to fix that bass so bad right now.
I know.
I can't, like, I don't know why it's doing that.
I'm gonna level this.
I was just gonna say. That's all that needs is a level.
And then, call me crazy, y'all, but I think we need to take this sound and we need to clone it. We need to clone it. We need to consolidate it, and we need to clone it. And we need to do another freaky thing to its clone, because you can never do too much freaky stuff to a beat. I'm convinced. It's just fun. Have fun with it. You know, like get the feeling right. You ain't gotta. Don't fall into the trap of like, I'm gonna EQ this snare. Like it's fine. Like, well, no, like not like it's important to EQ, but like people fall into the vortex.
Oh, big time.
Of like
big time.
Like perfect.
Maxing out the inserts on a snare.
I'm like, bud, it doesn't need
10 plugins on a snare. I'm like, come on.
Yeah. Especially when you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you're spending all that
even if
time,
you do, maybe you should be a sound designer at that point. Because a lot of times they're doing cool shit, but you might want to just.
I think like if you're spending mad time EQing, you need to know why. You're like, why am I toiling here? Is it because I'm, all right, so I did a little bit of time something to this guy. Let me see. Bring this back in. I guess when you consolidate it, it mutes the track that you consolidate.
Yeah.
All right, here we are with the. Okay, so I'm half speed.
Damn, the half speed's crazy. I think blended with everything, the halftime might work best. By itself, it sounds good like that.
Yeah. You said it was plus 500. Oh, what did I do? I muted all these. Okay. It's a fun idea, you know what I'm saying?
There's like 10 different samples in there.
Yeah.
That people can mess with.
There you go, bud. Hell yeah. It's just cool, man. I like it.
Oh, yeah, it's awesome.
I like it. You know, with the notes and the biggest thing I feel like with my beats is I'm looking for that feel, like when it gets your head moving, when it gets you smiling, when it gets you like moving how you want to, like when you feel locked into what the beat is doing. I mean, we don't know all that some people know about music theory and all, but it would be cool. It would be cool to get a professional musician to like break down why things are like about famous beats or some shit like that.
why something
hits this Metro beat is going crazy right now or some shit, you know.
There was
like,
this beat that I was listening to the other day, and you know when you hear like I don't know, like the only way I can explain it is like a lot of electronic music, you hear it and it has like that certain vibe that gives you like that, just like that complete, just like chill kind of feeling where you can just, I don't know, it just gives you like a certain feeling. I would love to know what key and why that is doing it. Because you could have something else that's in the same key and it doesn't feel like that. Mm-hmm. There's something about the chord progression. There's something about it that just makes you feel a certain way.
Yeah.
And there's a scientific reason for it.
Right. Like
that I don't know, that I can't explain.
It would be cool to get like a neuroscientist or something who like knows about science, music and all that. Who'll be like, oh yeah, it'll get you creepy. And he'll be like, if you add this note in, look at this. And then he'll show you. For real. There's definitely some Instagram people who know that kind of stuff. Like they'll flip something from like a minor scale into a major. Yeah. It'd be like Nirvana, but if it was in B major. But if it was happy. Nirvana if it was chill. If you're on YouTube, make sure you run over to the comments and drop that keyword. We sending this FLP pack out in addition to 5 master classes. I went to Staten Island this weekend.
Did you?
Yeah. And I couldn't stop doing that. I was just going Staten Island. I'm a Staten Island guy.
All right. Yeah, I think we're running out of time. I could sit here for another hour and a half and do this.
Right.
But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that's in this FLP. Like I said, I mean, you could probably create like 10 different beats out of stuff that's in here. You can go in. The 5 people that win it will get to get this FLP, break it down, reverse engineer it, learn from it, sample it, do whatever you want with it.
Send it to us.
Our gift to you guys.
Send it to us.
Send it to us. Yeah, send it to me on Instagram, and you never know. We'll play it on the pod.
Don't just take these beats. You got to show us what you did with them. You know what I mean? Don't just take our beat and do nothing with it. Send it to us. We'll put metadata stuff in there so you can't just sell our beat to to Future. We'll get you. Don't. We'll get you. You sue me.
Yeah, so I guess, if you haven't already, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and as always, please share this with a friend if you get me.